Hey guys, Dr. John Eckhart here, president of Star University and leader of the StrongMen movement in Belize. I want to address our final strongman value with you right now, and it is humility. Humility would be our value number 8. It's our final value. It wraps up the package of values that makes up our code for conduct as strong men. Strong men, again, does not mean physically strong men, although it may be that also. But it means the heart, the character, the nature, what has become the fabric of a certain kind of man. We say that's a strong man. He's a good man. He's a godly man. He's a father. He's a son. He's a husband. He's a friend. But what kind of a husband, father, friend are you? You're a strong one. That means you're a godly one. You're a real man. We probably could have called this real men, but how insulting to men who may not be on board with us. So he said, let's call what God's doing among us a strong men initiative. So we're defining what is a strong man, a real strong man, by God's definition, by a sensible definition. A man who has control of his life, a man who is embarking on a destiny, and he has a measure of confidence that he will fulfill his destiny. That's a strong man. Humility, value number 8. Humility. Let me read to you from the Strongman Handbook. Humility is defined as lowliness, leading through servanthood, submissiveness, reserve, and is what makes all the other values attainable. Let me read that to you. Humility is what makes all the other values attainable. Without humility, none of these others are possible. Without humility, you're sitting there at home rolling your eyes going, you gotta be kidding me. Someone else expects me to change. Yeah, absolutely. You need to change. I need to change. We need to grow. We need to be better men than we are. We need to exercise some faith, some action, some courage. But how do we do that? What is the posture of the human heart to receive any other of these graces or values? Humility. Can't get away from this fact that the Bible gives us a major clue. God has not kept this a secret through the ages. God resists the proud, but he gives grace to the humble. The beginning of your walk as a strong man is the posture, the decision, the stance that you would take of humility. If you're arrogant, you wouldn't even be listening to this video. You're on a quest. You're on a search. You've attended a meeting. You are making certain considerations that are evidence of the fact there is some kind of humility at work in your life, saying, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I know this. I need to change. Things need to be different. I want a different future than what I'm. Oh my goodness. We're just barreling 100 miles an hour, full steam ahead, into a future. And suddenly, as men, we realize the future I am rolling into is not the future I want. Something is at work that says, I must change if my future changes. That is that submissiveness, that lowliness, that reserve that says, wait a minute. I can't find the future I want if I'm heading in the direction that I'm presently going. That's humility speaking. It's the beginning of all these other things. And God says, if I find that in someone's life, I'm going to help that guy. Humility. God gives grace to those who find this place of humility, embrace it, choose it, walk in it. It's called being humble. Humility is not stupid. Pride says, I can achieve success on my own. Oh, really? Really? I mean, what kind of knucklehead thinks that they can succeed on their own? Can't succeed on your own. The others, we got all these saying, well, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. And I just made up my mind. And I just, have enough ambition and I'm just going to charge ahead. You still can't do it on your own. Someone has to give you a break. Someone has to help you. You can't just even start a business and succeed on your own without some little girl sitting in an office downtown handling your paperwork and putting a check mark in the right box for you to even get the license to do your own business. You need the help of a little girl sitting behind it. I mean, who are we kidding? Nobody can do this on their own. You think you're a self-made man? You're not a self-made man. You couldn't get where you are except people that you have not even acknowledged have helped you. God's helped you. Humility is not stupid. Humility says, I can't do this on my own, so I'm just going to solve that one right now. I'm not going to pretend I can. I'm going to get the help I need. Humility knows I need the help of others, and I'm not afraid to seek it. Humility takes more courage than pride. How us men are when we're traveling somewhere and we're completely lost. I don't know about you, but I've been there. Someone says, usually your wife or someone else in the car, usually happens to be a female, which makes it even more awkward because we're trying to be the man. And they're saying, are you lost? Oh no, I'm not lost. Well, why don't you ask for directions? And we're thinking, real men don't ask for directions. It's become a joke in our culture, hasn't it? But you know what? Humility says, I need the help of others, and I'm not afraid to seek it. It's a humble man that says, honey, can you get the map out? I think I've got us lost. Humility's honest. It's the beginning of all the other values, especially the value of honor. Honor is what determines whether or not you and I have a good life, a good end to this life, if nothing else. I can't even attain honor without humility. Humility precedes honor. For me to demonstrate honor to someone else means I'm going to quit competing with them. I'm going to quit being their equal. And I'm actually going to give them good words, give them a compliment, take something that might have come to me and to give it to them. So for me to honor someone requires that I have the posture on the inside of someone who's humble. For me to exercise courage and walk in that value means I have to first become strong. I have to become something I'm not. And before I can become something I'm not, I have to acknowledge where I am presently. That's humility. How can I receive into my hands what the future and what I was designed for has intended for me? How can I embrace it if I first don't let go of what presently fills my hands? Letting go of what I have that seems so important to me in the past so that I can receive something for the future is the picture of humility. Humility knows I need the help of others. I'm not afraid to seek it. But pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. I have not succeeded in life the way I've lived it. I need to live it by different values, you might say. That requires humility on your part. You can do this. I believe in you. There are men around you who will believe in you and with you and for you, should you connect with them. Let's let humility be a strong value in our life. Let's not be afraid of it. Let's do what we need to do to posture ourselves in the position to receive. Step number 1, letting go of what fills us now. All the pride, the self, the self-engrandering that we do to make ourselves bigger and look more important. Let's lay that down. Let's empty ourselves of that. And let's take on the posture of humble men who say, hey, I want help, I need help, I'm going to get the help. I'm going to get the change. I'm going to be the man that I need to be. And I'm going to acknowledge who I am, turn from that, and pursue something else. That's the actions of humility. Good for you. You can do this. I believe in you. Other men believe in you. Let's make these changes together and change our families, our workplaces, our churches, our ministries, and our nations.